video M1 to help you with rectangle area and perimeter. We're going to start out with finding some missing sides. So the first thing I notice is my perimeter is 30, which would mean if I add up all the sides, I'm going to get to 30. So if the top is 7, this side also must be 7. If this side's W, this side must also be W. So 7 plus 7 gets me to a 14. When I take that away from 30, I'm at 16. But remember, I've got to split it between these two W's. So 16 divided by 2 is going to get me to 8 for W. Let's come over to this one. We got the same kind of thing going. Perimeter's 50. So this side must be 12 and this side must be S. 12 plus 12 gets me 24. When I subtract, I'm at 26. Remember, I got two sides to divide it between, so 26 divided by 2. And it's going to go 13 times. So S equals 13. Oh yeah, 13 and 12 would be 25. 25 and 25 is 50. Here's a couple for you to try out that were very similar. All right, this side's going to be T. This side's going to be 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 24 minus 6 gets me to 18. Remember, I'm going to divide it by 2. So T equals 9. Over here, this side's going to be K. This is also going to be a 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 40 minus 10 is 30. And then 30 divided by 2 is going to give me 15s for these. Similar kind of problem, except now we have area instead of perimeter. And area of rectangles is equal to width times length, or length times width, whichever way you want to say it. So 6 times W equals 30. Well, that's pretty easy. It just means W has to be 5. Over here, area is 44, so 11 times S equals 44. 11 times what equals 44? It's got to be a 4. Two similar ones for you to try out. 4 times X equals 32, so X has to equal 8. Over here, Z times 6 equals 84. Which means I may have to actually do some work here and go, oh, 84 divided by 6 then. And there's 4 6s and 24. Nothing left over. Oh, so Z equals 14, because 14 times 6 gives me to 84. Label the rectangles so they each have an area of 30. So remember, area equals length times width. So all I have to do is come up with the numbers that I multiply together to get 30. Easiest one I can think of is 1 by 30. And then since 30 is even, I know I'm going to have 2 times something, which would be 2 times 15. Let's try a 3 out. Can I do 3 times something equals 30? Yep. 3 times 10. 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Nope. 5, because it ends with a 0. Got to be. 5 by 6. Since I'm already to 6, I don't need to keep going. I would have some people would be thinking already, I have a rectangle that's 5 by 6, or a 10 by 3, or a 15 by 2, which would just be all of these rectangles turned on their side. Check the words here. Now switch to perimeter. That means if I add all of the sides. So a lot of people forget and they only add 2 of the sides and then they have a mistake. So in my head, what I like to think about is I have 20 for the whole thing. What do I have for just half? So if I take 20 divided by 2, I get 10. So now I have 10 to split on 2 of my sides, a long side and a short side. So what plus what equals 10? Well, 0 plus 10 would work. Problem is I can't have a side of a rectangle that's 0, but I can have a 1 and a 9. And just to see, so that you could see that it would be 20, I'm going to go ahead and put the other sides in. Oh, yeah, 9 plus 9 is 18, 1 plus 1 is 2. And then we're just going to move up the line. So if that one was 1, if I have a 2, what would I add to get to 10? 8. So we got 2, 8, 8, 2. If I put a 3, obviously going to be a 7. If I put a 4, going to be a 6. Go with it. And over here it's a square, 5 each. We have some decimals here because we've already worked a lot with rectangles with whole numbers. First thing I notice is right here's the formula I want. Rectangular area equals length times width. So we're doing area first. So I'm going to take the 9.6 times 4.2, multiply it out. There's 12, 18, 19. Marco Polo, 24. Carry my 2, 36, 38. 2, a 3, carry my 1, 0, 4032, and since I went 2 spots with my decimal, I'm going to go 1, 2, 40.32 square inches. Not squinches, but square inches. Perimeter means I need to add all the sides, so I'm going to have a 9.6 and a 9.6 and a 4.2 and a 4.2. Remember, make sure you double each of them. So we got 6, 12, 14, 16, carry my 1, 10, 19, 23, 27, and my decimals, when I'm adding them, lined up like buttons on a shirt, so 27.6 inches. Here's one for you to try out. So I'm going to have 7.5 times 2.7, 35, 49, 52, Marco Polo, 10, 14, 15, 5, a 2, a 0, 2025, and again, 1, 2 spots over, 20.25 square inches. Perimeter, I need to add them all the sides up. We got 7.5s and 2.7s. And if I add them, 10, 17, 24, carry my 2, 9, 16, 18, 20. Bring the decimal point straight down because we're adding 20.4 inches. I've got a whole number times the decimal. Should make it a little bit easier. I'm going to put whichever one has fewer places on the bottom. So I'm going to put the 3 down below the 8.5, 15.255, and I'm only moving the decimal one spot because that's what I did there, 25.5 square inches. Perimeter, adding all the sides again, a couple of 8.5s and a couple of 3s. Remember, if it's 3, that really is the same thing as 3.0. Decimals always go with the end of whole numbers. 10, carry my 1, 9, 17, 23. And decimal comes straight down, 23 inches. Here's one for you to try out. Again, I'm putting the one with the fewest places on the bottom, so I got 9 times 4.25, 45, 18, 22, 36, 38, and this time I move my decimal over 2 spots, 38.25 square inches. Remember the 9 is 9.0, 4.25. A lot of people are going to want to add the extra zeros there just to make sure that everything lines up nice. 510, 135, 18, 22, 26, 26.50 inches to go all the way around. I'm just going to have a few story problems up here, and all I'm wanting you to do is decide, is it going to be an area problem, so I need to multiply, or a perimeter problem? Because that's the first thing I need to decide when I'm doing story problems. So area, here's what I need to be thinking about. It covers something. It's the space it needs. It's the inside. Perimeter, it's the border of something. It goes around it. It has to do with laps. It's the outside. So let's try one out. The king's castle is 120 feet long and 80 feet wide. He wants an archer's tower every 40 feet. How many towers will he need in all? So in my mind, I'm just seeing really fast. I'm not even going to put the numbers up. He's making a castle, and he's going to put some towers for the archers, the guys with the bow and arrows, every once in a while. So it says between each archer's tower, he's got every 40 feet. So we're going around this castle, which would make it perimeter. Because it really doesn't make make any difference at all what size the castle is on the inside, because we're just putting towers on the outside. Mom's replacing the bathroom floor with 1 square foot tiles. They cost $250 each. The bathroom is 8 feet long and 6 feet wide. How much will the tiles cost? Right here is a ginormous clue. We got square feet, and every time it's square feet, that's because we're doing the area. Also, normally when you think about floors, you're covering something up. And also the word tiles, because tiles are little, could be big or little squares that you're going to use to cover something up. Snoopy's putting Christmas lights around the barn. Already I got the clue word there that I think is probably going to help me, but I'm going to go ahead and finish reading. The barn is 140 feet long and 60 feet wide. Each string of lights is 50 feet long. How many strings of light will he need? Definitely perimeter. Mary walks the dogs around the loop shown below 3 times each day. How far do they walk in all each day? Around tells me I'm going to be doing perimeter. Miss Poole was stapling 8-inch by 10-inch pictures on her bulletin board. The bulletin board is a 40-inch square. How many pictures will it take to cover the whole board? Since I'm trying to cover it, you think this way. Here's her bulletin board, and she keeps putting pictures on, right? So what is she covering? The inside, and when you cover something, you want the area. Miss Poole has another bulletin board. All right. This one is 12 feet long and 4 feet tall. She wants to put a border around it. The border comes in pieces 4 feet long for $1.75. How much will it cost for the border? I got the word border and I have the word around, which tells me I'm going to be doing perimeter. The farmer wants to build a fence for his cows that is 950 feet long and 720 feet wide. How much fence will he need? Okay. This one doesn't really have one of those words that just kind of gives it away, other than maybe when if you sit here and think about fence. Because if I have a fence, I'm going to put the fence on the outside to keep my cows in. So that must be the perimeter. I'm definitely not laying a fence down for the cows to walk on. In Ryan's basement, Dad's putting up new ceiling tiles that are 2 feet square. If the basement is 30 feet by 24 feet, how many tiles will he need? All right, again, we got ceiling and tiles. Tell me we're going to cover up the whole ceiling. It's looking like the area.